from whoever's going to try to beat me to the punch. Obviously, yesterday we had a injury with Jalen Ramsey at the end of practice. It was a non-contact injury that was his meniscus, and he is going to be having surgery at 1 o'clock today. Now, the length of this rehabilitation is kind of dictated on a couple things that could occur in the surgery. So it's the exact timeline, Barry, is a little to be determined. What I can tell you is I don't think the beginning of the regular season is really a part of the scenario. It's going to be into the season, and how deep that is depends on kind of what happens today. And realistically, with the way the team had practiced, you don't know these kind of things, but what was the most amazing thing about the whole thing was the way Jalen responded. He spoke to the team yesterday, and it really moved a lot of people. He first let everybody know how much he appreciated this team, how this team has accepted him, and how he has been in the league for a little bit, and how he knows that what we're doing here, in his opinion, is special for his position group not to waver, and exuded all the confidence they had in that position group. And one of the things that he said that was real cool for everybody was he thought it. He told all of his teammates not to worry, not to feel sorry for him. He's going to whatever timeline the doctors give him. He's going after that timeline and trying to flex that he'll beat it. And that he realistically couldn't be more committed and excited to join the team again this year, whenever that is. It isn't really up to him, and he knows that. But it was that adversity is not really an issue. It's an opportunity for a lot of guys to really come together and step up. So it was a team moment that was really put together by Jalen, and that's kind of where it stands right now.
How do you feel about the cornerback depth that you have on the roster now?
I feel good about the entire crew. We are dealing with some injuries now in that group, but I feel very, very, very good about the competition there, and the guys that are ready to go see some more opportunities. There's Pro Bowlers and hungry young guys and everything in between, so it will be outstanding work for us moving forward.
We heard Xavier Howard point to Cater Kohu as his pick for a guy to kind of make that next step this year. What have you seen from him going from his rookie season to now into the second year with the Dolphins?
I see determination and hunger to build on what he's really done. That's kind of Cater's a prime example of seeking opportunity, and every player is very aware of that. Last year, we were sitting here talking about Byron Jones, and my answer to you guys was not, Cater Kohu. And keep in mind, every single rep, every single day, which is what our whole team's focus is, those things, the results of those, the development, the consistency, and the growth, that determines who's playing and who's excelling, just like Cater showed. That's why you breed competition. You get as many quality players as you can, and then you let the chips fall as they decide, not as we look at a piece of paper and say, okay, it's that guy.
Mike, had Ramsey expressed any discomfort with the knee up until yesterday?
No.
Was there any sign?
Absolutely not.
Mike, just to clarify, too, because it looked like there was kind of a collision with Tyreek right around the time the injury happened. It was a non-contact injury.
The contact was after he had injured it. It was very, very clear.
It seems pretty smart in retrospect for the club to have taken a corner in the second round. What have you seen from Cam Smith, and if it comes to it, what do you know about rookie corners starting in the NFL?
I know enough not to project where they're going yet, especially this soon, but like it is a journey. And again, like we weren't talking, Kader Kohou played outstanding as a rookie. And I definitely know that he didn't come up in this press conference a year ago. So I have seen steps forward and steps back. I've seen a consistent human being that is earning the trust and respect of his teammates by how he's approaching things professionally. Now, what does that mean for like how he's playing? I don't even really think about that. It's more about intent, and you build and stack those days so that you can ultimately have a decision, but you don't prematurely decide, okay, he's doing this, whatever. I've been happy with his daily investment and how he's really seeing the pros around him, taking some notes, and is learning lessons every day. Sometimes those are good lessons, sometimes those are bad.
You mentioned 2 outcomes from surgery. Can you speak to the likelihood of either? Is it more likely that maybe the longer drop back is?
To answer your question, no, I cannot. It is the doctors will know the most information during the surgery, and they'll do the appropriate thing. So,
Coach, were you able to get any sleep last night? I mean, knowing that you have the depth at the defensive back position, but were you able to get any sleep last night?
I absolutely. I think the Jalen himself to the team said it best. This is a team. He's a piece of the puzzle, but there's I'm focused on a lot of players, and if that one player dictated the ultimate success or failure of this team, maybe that you'd lose sleep over it. But a team is something that at the end of the year, your success or failure is determined on how you handle things such as this. The day 2 is a little early, and it's unfortunate to happen to Jalen for sure. But to sit here and think that we're just going to coast through stuff and not have anything happen, that's far from my philosophy. So I think as a team, it's a great opportunity to get their feet wet at something you have to master to have the season that you want, which is be able to take something that is unfortunate, and and our whole team, I could tell through the whole walkthrough after Jalen talked, our team was focused on making sure we do right by Jalen and be the best team that we can possibly be for when he gets back. And it's just one more added thing that can incentivize what we're doing on a daily basis. So I'm very focused on today, which means I have to sleep before today.
I wanted to ask for some other injury updates on some guys. We didn't see Jalen Phillips or Keon Cross in practice. And then with Brandon Jones and Trill, is this just kind of a maintenance day for them kind of coming back from the knee injury?
So Jalen, it was like the second play of training camp, got stepped on. So he has an injury that we're not worried about, but would not be healed if he continued to practice. So that we're just being smart with that. Now, who's the second player? Asked Brandon Jones. So Brandon Jones and Trill, one of the things that I can say with some absolute certainty in this on this team in the locker room, you have about as hungry, thirsty, passionate guys as I've been around. Particularly those two coming off injury. One of our responsibilities is not to is to protect them from themselves. So I think the one thing I can say in terms of how everything's individualized with literally everything we do is all the players that haven't been fully participating throughout the entirety of practice for their individual regiment purposes. None of them have had any setbacks, so they're good to go, and we're finding out some information on Keon. I don't expect him to be at practice, but I don't really have anything to tell you until I get some feedback on him.
Mike, I see you making a point to go talk to those guys, whether it's Nick or whether it's Jones, just to talk to them one-on-one. How much mentally is that good for them also to know, hey, I'm still...
Well, human nature is real, and when you're a football player on a football field practicing football, what are you if you're not practicing football? Well, you're a football player that's preparing mentally, but human beings are human beings, and I think, especially those guys that are putting in so much work and want to get back as fast as possible, I'm trying to, communicate with them as much as possible that how important they are to the team, and not to lose focus on the opportunity they have right then. When you aren't playing but observing, if you challenge yourself mentally, you can really get things out of the situation, and that's what I'm challenging them to do. But they're, all of our guys in our team are pretty good guys, and I don't wish injuries upon anyone and know how hard that is. So they're good on their own. I just like to, staying just like every single player, healthy or unhealthy on this team. I feel a responsibility to bring the best out of them.
But can you speak to the tension of, obviously this team, certainly since you've been here, has gone out of your way to give guys an extra week or two to come back. Philosophically, it seems like you all are always erring on the side of cautions with injuries. And a guy who's like Jalen, who has such expectations and excitement for the season, maybe wants to get back sooner maybe than he should.
No, I think that's organizationally something that I am proud of, is that we, across the board from the top down, involving all administrative positions, coaches, we prioritize what this is for each an individual player. And very, very often in a competitive setting, when there's a lot of good players on the field, people will, be irresponsible with themselves and press things too fast. And as much as we can, I think, players are depending on us to be experts at whatever we are. So if, from a human being standpoint, when we know people are chomping at the bit, we want to make sure, because we want to heal them. Our trainers want to get whatever is ailing them corrected, and we're not willing to, at the cost of longevity, just try to get something out of someone and ignore the negative consequences. So I am very proud of that.
You guys probably add a corner in the coming days.
We'll probably have a workout, and just for like I said, I am very happy with our group, but we'll have a workout for depth purposes here in the near future.
You guys made the playoffs last year despite a lot of injuries and things like that.
Breathe.
He'll be all right. Let's work together.
You guys are pros. You guys are pros. I'm sorry. Now, let's refocus.
Let's refocus. All right. So you guys made the playoffs last year despite a lot of injuries. What did that tell you about your team's depth and about your team's mentality?
That's exactly why I'm not losing sleep. You know, you have to take what's in front of you. I talked to the team a ton about this. Like, there's so much that the world's telling us if you open your eyes and listen. And that experience, that's how we justify last season. Our goal was not to get to the playoffs and lose. So that is unfortunate. So you have a choice. Do you turn that into a failure, or do you turn that into something that's a part of your future success? The only way you can do that is if you take what's there and learn from it. Hey, guess what? Injuries do happen. That's why our veteran players are in year 2 taking a huge step on personally holding the young guys accountable, because you really learn that you need everybody to win. You need everybody to win. And this is if we hang our hat at an injury, I mean, what is that doing? No other team really cares. If I'm holding my breath for the Chargers and everybody else to shed a tear for us, I will be holding my breath. Okay, so I think it's an invaluable lesson, something that you can turn, like everything in life, you can turn a perceived negative into a positive if your mind is right and you're trying to attack today and not yesterday.
Ask you about Dalvin Cook. He's on this visit to the Jets. He just went on Good Morning Football this morning and openly campaigned to be a member of the Miami Dolphins. Where is this team's level of interest in adding the Dalvin Cook?
Well, first and foremost, I think I'm extremely happy with our running back group. Extremely happy. I have great relationships and with some very talented players. However, Dalvin Cook is a great player, I kind of look at it like this: if it works on both sides, it makes sense for somebody. You don't want anybody. You're adding a player to the team, the organization, and the player. All the things that they both need to be met for it to work. So, he's a free agent, and he's visiting the Jets, and that's what I have to say.
Coach, how's the rest of the team?
It looks like if we build on yesterday's mistakes were purposeful, and if we don't, then I don't like where we're at. But it's all about building on the last day, and every day you have mistakes, but if today's productive, it's because people are learning, progressing while still competing.